In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how I have used stories to make over $500,000 in sales in the last few months/years. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I find a lot of people who are into business using the wrong strategies to try to make money. And if you do that, 90% of the time, you're not going to be making any money. But first and foremost, why stories? Like, why? That's the question. Why stories? Now, the truth is that we are all human beings at the end of the day. All right? We're all humans at the end of the day. And one thing with humans is that the whole life of humans is built around stories. Okay? The whole life of humans is built around stories. So, which means that 90% of the times, our life experiences, all that we know, are just stories that we remember. These are the things that make up who we are in general. So, for instance, if I tell you, if you're someone who you're done with college, or let's say university, if I tell you what exactly are the things that you remember when you were in high school or when you were in secondary school, okay, you most times remember all the stories, but you remember any of the facts, right? So that's why I can confidently tell you that facts repel and stories sell, because people don't remember facts, but they all remember stories. The reason why they all remember stories is because stories are entertaining. Stories gives them an experience. So, for instance, if I come out and tell you that somebody has 10 children, there's a chance you forget that the person has 10 children. But if I come and tell you that there was this man used to be a very poor man. But in as much as it was a poor man, he had a very big field. He had a very big farm. And that farm didn't make him so much money. But you're wondering how he was able to cater for everybody on the farm. Now, this is a terrible story, by the way. You're wondering how he was able to, work on the farms and all that. The reason why he was able to work on the farm was because he had 10 children. Now, as he had 10 children, one of his children saw the potential in the farm and saw all the things that his dad was doing wrong and decided to fix it. And the last child out of the 10 decided that, he was going to make sure that everything in the farm works better. And before you know, this poor man became a rich man because of the input of the 10th child. If I come to later and tell you that, okay, how many children did the man have? It's 10. Because the last child, who is the 10th child, made a difference in the man's life, and the man went from being poor to rich. So most times in story, when you're telling stories, there's a transformation. Now, if you want to make money, this is what you want to give people: a transformation. Because if you come today and if I want to spend my money on an all expense paid trip, what I'm paying for is entertainment. I'm paying for experience. I'm paying for a transformation. All right. So but of course, these ones are just like statements, and many times than not, you always forget statements. So, what are my top 5 tips for writing stories, better stories, to help you make more money? All right. Now, regardless of what you're selling, if you follow these tips, I'm telling you for a fact that you're going to make more money than you can ever imagine. So I have them written down here, just as usual. What are your top tips for writing stories? Now, my number 1 tip should be: any story you're telling should be relatable to the audience. And that's the reason why you find out that most of the big companies, they always have a brand story. Mercedes-Benz will tell you a story of luxury. BMW, I think they will tell you a story of authenticity or whatever it is. Different brands with different stories, but they have to relate to the audience one way or the other. Now, for your story to be good, right, there must be a hero. All right, somebody's life has to transform. So in my own story that I just told you about now, the hero is the 10th son. All right, this is our hero. The hero is the person who is most affected by the transformations that happened in the story that you told. So if you're telling a particular story and you're like, okay, this is the story of how a guy hopped on a new business model. This was where he was before. This is where he is now. All right. That person you're talking about is the hero, and that hero has to go through an experience that the audience can relate with, and there has to be a transformation in the hero. The reason why we have the hero in the story is because the audience has to see themselves in this hero. So for instance, I can easily sell this story to somebody who has a large farm or something and he's not making any sales. Okay, this is how the 10th son changed the life of his father, despite the father having a big farm and still stay poor and shit like that. So if I'm writing a sales letter, or I'm trying to sell something to farmers, I can sell for farmers. So it has to be relatable to the hero. Now, number 3 is that there must be struggles and a physical transformation, a transformation that we can experience. So for this 10th son now, the struggles was that the dad had a big farm. Despite all the things that they were doing on the farm, they did not make any profit, right? And the dad had 10 sons. So probably maybe I can infuse in the story that he found it difficult to feed the 10 sons. Having 10 sons, he needed to have 2 wives. He had relatives. He had things he needed to do. He had so many issues, with his farmland and all those kind of things. Though these struggles and this transformation is the meat of the story, is what keeps the people viewing. They want to see what happens at the end after all these struggles and transformations. That's how you write good stories. Okay. And the last one, no, not the last one. The next one is that your story has to be authentic and believable. So this believability is largely dependent on who is consuming your story. I can tell a story of how I made $2 million in 3 days to a billionaire, and it makes sense to the billionaire. For somebody who has never seen $2,000, if I tell a story of how I made $2 million to somebody who has never made $2,000, it sounds counterintuitive. So your story has to be authentic and believable. Is largely dependent on what? The audience. Remember, guys, everything that we're trying to do is that we're trying to sell to a particular audience. What we're trying to do since is that we're trying to create a kind of connection, a kind of bond with the audience. We're trying to create a kind of connection and bond, all right, with the audience. So whatever story you're telling has to be in line with this, right? Who is the audience you're trying to talk to, and how can you connect with these people? Okay. Now, last but not the least is that there must be a takeaway. So at the end of your story, there has to be something that the audience goes home with. So what exactly is the takeaway? So for instance, if I said the reason why the 10th son was able to change the life of his father was because he left the village and he went to the city and he learned about mechanized farming. So when he learned about mechanized farming using machines and all that, right, the production in the farmland went from 10% to 95%, all thanks to the mechanized farming that the 10th son went to learn in the city. So that's what this truly now trying to tell you, is that if you know how to do mechanized farming, there's a chance that you can increase your sales. So now I can now go ahead and say, okay, if you want to start learning mechanized farming, or you want to indulge into mechanized farming today, just like the 10th son, this is an opportunity for you to start learning mechanized farming and improve your sales. So that way now I'm appealing to farmers who have been using their hands to farm, basically, and now because they've learned learning mechanized farming is a chance and opportunity for them to have a 10% to 95% growth in their business. So that for me now is now the takeaway, because the takeaway is now what is going to bring up the call to action, is what is going to make them take action. So if you are telling a story to an audience, you need to make sure that your audience is your story is driving towards a particular outcome, a particular action that you want the audience to take at the end of the day. So if I tell a story about how one of my students made $11,000, I can tell you that, okay, this is even a true story actually. There's this my student who is 23 years now, and he started CPA marketing some years back. After he started CPA marketing, he was struggling. He had to beg people for food. He had to do all those things that normally people who don't have money do. and he had to play sport betting. He had to do a lot of gambling. At some point he got depressed. He started to drink. After he started to drink, he started to have a lot of issues with his family, and everybody rejected him. One particular day, he saw my ad. He clicked on my ad. He started to learn CPA marketing from me. It was tough in the first 2 months, but he said that he was going to do everything possible to make sure it works for him. On the 3rd month, he made his first $500. The next month, he made his first $10,000. After some time, he was now considering making around $12,000 to $20,000 every single month for himself. And this is the story of my student. And it was all because he learned CPA marketing that totally changed my life. So if you want to learn CPA marketing, click on the link in the description below. Simple story, simple call to action. So if you're going to write a good story, you have to put all these things in mind, okay? The story has to be relatable to the audience one way. And of course, this kind of story I'm telling now, I might be telling it to people who want to make some money from CPA marketing, right? Then also, the hero here is my student. There must be struggles. He was going through depression. He was gambling, right? It is obviously authentic and believable because he first made small money before he made the next money. And at the end of the day, because he is part of my students and because of the resources I shared with him, he's now able to make $10,000 to $20,000 every single month. And if that's what you want, you can go ahead and do XYZ. So that's how you make stories. And I see a lot of people who put out testimonials and they just put the testimonials just bare like that. No, like somebody made $100 from what you're doing. You're doing design, and the company you designed for has been able to use that website to make $100. Put a story around it. This was where the company was. This is where the company is now, right? So it is easier for me to remember what happened to the company or how the company went from making $0 to making $100, than to just to remember one random company that they said made $100. So it's always nice for you to put a story spin around everything you're trying to communicate. In fact, if you want to get girls, if you want to have like a lot of girls around you, learn how to tell really good, captivating stories that the girls are going to be interested in. This is a life hack. In fact, anything you're trying to do and you want somebody to remember, tell a story around it. They're always going to remember every single time. So guys, that's how you can use stories to make more money, right? You have to make sure the story is relatable. Add stories to your testimonials. Super important, okay? Add stories to every testimonial. Make sure that the testimonial goes like this, right? Now I was blind, right? Now I can see. That's how it is. This was where I was before. I went through this, I got this particular thing, and now this is where I am now. That's exactly how you make money. It is simple, guys. So apply this in anything you're doing in life, and I can tell you 100%, you're gonna make a lot of money for yourself. So remember to like and subscribe, guys, and see you guys in the next video.